If you've been feeling emotionally guarded, you're stuck in overthinking, or you're just feeling afraid to move forward in some area of your life, this powerful heart-opening yoga can help you reconnect to self-trust, clarity, confidence, and heart-led action. In Chinese medicine, the heart is closely connected to joy, connection, emotional expression, and our ability to be fully present in life. And when stress, burnout, fear, or emotional overwhelm begin to accumulate, we can begin to close inward emotionally, mentally, and physically through heart meridian focused movements, inversions, and backbends. We'll build heat, openness, circulation, and momentum. This is an intermediate activating practice. So if you have a sensitive nervous system, I definitely recommend that you use this practice earlier in the day so it doesn't affect your sleep. And just be sure to respect and honor your own pace and modify whenever you need to. All right, let's move into the practice. Let's begin this practice by coming into child's pose. So you can come onto the back of your mat. If you want to take your knees out wide to start out, you can take that option, or if you want to have your knees closer in, that's up to you. You can walk your arms out, rest your forehead onto your mat. Let your hips rest into your heels. And first feeling your breath expand into your lower back, into your belly. And feeling this containment and this safety in your body, in this opening of the back line. And this is always a place that we can come back to, and that we will come back to in this practice, and as a way to reflect how we move through life as well. So we'll be building our capacity to expand in this practice, and doing that by opening, but then closing again. And even in life, we don't want to just continually expand. We'll burn ourselves out if we do that. So this practice is a reflection of building that capacity of expansion, vulnerability, openness, and then resting back in. Now on your next inhale, roll through the spine like you're moving through a cat position, the chin in toward the chest, lifting up through the belly, rounding out through the back. And exhale, look up, lift up through the tailbone like you're moving through a cow, coming all the way back into child's pose. Once again, inhale, round out through the spine, the chin in, the tailbone in. Exhale, look forward and lift up through the tailbone as you move back into child's pose. Inhale, roll forward and bring your right knee into your nose. Exhale, take your right leg back and look up. Inhale, lower your chest down to the mat. Exhale, press back up into tabletop. Inhale, take your right leg out to the side. Exhale, bring your leg back. Inhale, bring the knee in toward your nose, round out through the spine. Exhale, take your leg back. Inhale, lower the chest down to the mat. Exhale, back up into tabletop. Inhale, take your right leg out to the side, feeling into your hip. Exhale, bring the leg back. Now bring your knee down so you're in a tabletop position. Inhale, look up into a cow position, lifting up through the tailbone. And now circle through the spine, bringing the head and the hips toward the right side, coming into a cat, tailbone and chin in. And inhale, circle to the left side, all the way into cow. continue the circling one more time. Exhaling around to the right side into cat. Inhaling, circling to the left side into cow. Now release back into child's pose. By this time your knees are hip width apart. Now on your next inhale, roll through the spine like you're rolling through a cat position, tailbone and chin in. Exhale, look up, lift up through the tailbone, coming all the way back into child's pose. Again, inhale, roll through the spine, opening up through the back body, lifting up through the front body. Exhale, open up through the front body, coming back into child's pose. Inhale, roll through the spine, bring your left knee toward your nose. Exhale, lengthen the left leg back. Inhale, lower the chest to the mat. Exhale, press up into tabletop. Inhale, take your left leg out to the side. Exhale, your leg back. Inhale, bring your left knee in toward your nose. Exhale, lengthen the leg back. Inhale, lower your chest to the mat. Exhale, into tabletop. Inhale, take your leg out to the side. Exhale, bring your leg back. Bring your knee down. Inhale, into cow, looking up. Exhale, circle through the spine, moving to the left side first, all the way into cat. And inhale, circling toward the right side, back into cow. One more time, circling in this direction. And you can release back into child's pose. We're going to come into Shirsasana. So rather than wrapping the fingers around each other, we're going to take the palms against each other. So the pinky fingers are pressed against each other and they're flat onto the ground. From there, you can take your head between your hands. You can fold your knees in, take your knees up. You can take your legs up long, whatever works for you. And first here, just feeling that you can press down through your forearms. You're lifting up through your legs, reaching up through your toes. And just noticing this shift in perspective, quite literally, and how this can be a way to give you new insights in direction that you want to take in your life. Now you can fold at the hips, bend your knees if you need, to bring the tops of the feet down. Come to sit on your heels and take your knees out to the width of your mat. Now we're going to work dynamically in Ustrasana, taking your left hand onto your left heel or down behind you. On an inhale, circle your right arm up and around, lifting up through your hips, taking that as deep as you want to right now. And on exhale, release, making a big circle with your right arm, bringing it back behind you. Inhale, circle your left arm up and around, opening up into this variation of Ustrasana. Exhaling as you circle, releasing. Inhaling as you continue, circling up and around through the right arm. Exhaling, releasing. Continue this in your own time with your breath. I really love this variation of Ustrasana because it's such a great way to get into the gallbladder channel, work with all of the heart-related meridians through the upper body. So you're feeling this expansion through your heart, out through your arms, your hands, your fingers. And a really nice way to work with the stomach spleen. So it's really grounding. And it's strengthening for the back body. Just all around a strong, dynamic posture to work with. And now you can release, coming back to the center. We're going to come back into Shirsasana, same variation. The palms against each other, the pinky fingers are flat onto the ground, the head between your hands, and finding your way into this however you do. So not kicking up, because if you're here with me, you probably have a Shirsasana practice already. And now this time, I'm going to challenge us to work dynamically. This is a really nice way to develop warmth and heat in the body very quickly and deepen our strength through the core of the body while we strengthen the heart and the upper body at the same time. So you can begin to fold at the hips, bringing the legs parallel to the mat. If you want to take them further, perhaps you can bring the toes all the way down. And then on an exhale, take your legs back up into Shirsasana. Now you can continue this as many times as feels good for you, and we'll meet up resting in child's pose with the arms rested along the legs. So inhaling as you take your legs down and exhaling on the effort as you take your legs up. I usually do this maybe 5 or 6 times. Now, if you're in Shirsasana still, you can slowly fold at the hips. We're going to come into Ustrasana. So you can sit back onto your heels. If you're in child's pose, come up enough to take a hold of your heels and then open up into your version of Ustrasana. This is clearly more of an intermediate practice, so I'm trusting you have a practice with these postures. If you're in Ustrasana, just feeling this opening through the front body and lifting up through your heart. You can reach back through your chin to open up your throat. And as you do that, you're cradling your neck with your shoulders. This is a great posture to practice when you need more confidence. You need to say something that's difficult. Now on your next inhale, come up from this in one piece. Come to sit on your heels. Release back into child's pose, your arms alongside your legs. Feeling the softness through your body, in your breath, the contrast of that opening with the closure and safety here. Now you can take your arms out into an extended child's pose. And let's bring the head up. We're going to set up for an Ardha Pincha Mayurasana, or into dolphin. Yeah, so we want the elbows shoulder width apart. The wrists are lined up with the elbows and the shoulders. You can tuck your toes and then come into dolphin. So a downward dog on your forearms. Feeling into the strong activation of your upper body. Now you can bring your feet together. On inhale, take your right leg up. Now if you have a Pincha Mayurasana practice, you can take that. If you want to work on that, you can bend through your left leg and just bounce off of that foot, letting your hips move to balance over your forearms. Let's come out of that, bringing your right leg down. And then inhale, take your left leg up. Same thing here. If you want to work on Pincha here, you can press off of your right foot to balance on your forearms. And then let's release into dolphin. Bring the knees down and soften into child's pose once again. Now you can take your arms out into an extended child's pose. Inhale forward onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Exhale back into downward dog. Just feeling what this practice is bringing up in you. It's a very activating practice. What that brings up in your body and how you respond to that activation. Now on your next inhale, roll through the spine, drawing your chin in, the tailbone in, coming forward. And exhale, look up, lift up through the tailbone, rolling back into downward dog. Do that again. Inhaling, rounding out through the spine, the chin in, the tailbone in. Exhale, lift up through the tailbone, lift up through the head, coming back into downward dog. Inhale, roll through the spine, bring your right knee in toward your nose. Exhale, take your right leg up into a three-legged dog. Inhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. Exhale, take your right leg up. Inhale, bring your right knee to your left elbow. Exhale, take your right leg up. Open up through the hip, bend through the knee. Let's bring the right foot down onto the ground. Inhale, open up into your version of this back bend. Feeling into the right side of your body. And also seeing a change in perspective here, where your vision is, what that opens up for you. Now let's come back into plank. Exhale through chaturanga. Inhale into upward dog. Exhale back into downward dog. On your next inhale, roll through the spine, drawing the tailbone in, the chin in, taking your weight forward. Exhale, lift up through the tailbone, the head, coming back into downward dog. Again, inhaling, rolling through the spine, taking your weight forward into plank. Exhale, roll through the spine, coming back into downward dog. Inhale, roll through the spine, coming forward, bringing your knee into your nose, left knee. Exhale, take your left leg up to the sky. Inhale, bring your left knee to your left elbow. Exhale, take the leg up. Inhale, bring your left knee to your right elbow, weight forward. Exhale. Take your leg up. Open up through the hips. Bend through the left knee. Flip your dog. Inhale. Open up into a back bend. Feeling the space through your chest here. Its connection with your arms. On exhale, come into plank. Move through chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale back into downward dog. On inhale, look to your hands. Exhale, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands into prayer. Take a couple breaths here. Just letting this practice integrate in your body right now. Feeling this balance between your strength, your stability, your vulnerability, even between expansion and contraction, that reflected in the movement of your breath. On your next inhale, take your arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips to fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold forward, bend through your knees. Let's come into Navasana. Balancing here. As you do, you can have your legs long. The main thing is that your thighs are pulled in toward your belly and that there's space through your heart, through your chest. Your shoulders are into your back, so we aren't rounding out. However, you can do that right now. And now bend through your knees, bring the feet to the ground, and slowly roll down through the spine to come onto your back. Let's take the heels between the thumbs and index fingers, get the shoulders into the back, and now press down into your feet, coming into bridge. So you can even press your thumbs to the inside of your heels. Draw your knees toward each other so they're lined up with your second toes. Your inner thighs are active. And lift up through the outside of your hips. So the glutes are active, but you aren't compressing through your SI joint. You can press down through the back of your head, so you're strengthening through the back of your neck. Now go ahead, roll through the spine, releasing the hips down. This time I'll leave it up to you depending on the kind of practice you want right now. You can inhale back into bridge. If you have Urdhva Dhanurasana practice, you can come into this posture, taking your fingers, facing your shoulders, lining up your elbows with your shoulders and your wrists. And first, let's move dynamically into this posture. So inhaling up, exhaling down, bringing the chin in first to initiate that. Inhale into wheel. Exhale the chin in, releasing down. One more time, inhale, up. And now you can stay here and just feel into this opening. So whether you're in this full wheel posture or you're in bridge, feel through the front of your body. This is a very vulnerable position, opening through the entire front line, feeling how the back body supports that opening. Feeling how your breath can move here. Then exhale. Bring the chin in. Release your hips down. Hug your knees in. Now let's take the arms down alongside the body and take the legs up toward the sky, the ceiling. And press into your arms. We're going to come into Halasana. Taking your feet behind you. And you can interlace your fingers behind your back. Walk the shoulder blades toward each other and lengthen out through your pinkies, as we did in Shirsasana, so you're balanced through your arms, out through the pinky fingers. Since we're working with the heart so much here, the heart channel runs through the pinky fingers, so we're active through this channel, through both fingers. Lift up through your hips, lift up through your belly in Halasana. And then from here, you can come into Sarvangasana, into shoulder stand. Using your hands to support you, getting them onto your kidneys. Pressing down through the back of your head to strengthen your neck, lifting up through your legs. And then you can fold at the hips to bring the feet down, back into Halasana. And let's bend at the knees, bringing the knees to your ears. And you can squeeze your ears with your knees. You can wrap your hands around your heels to draw the knees closer into your ears. Have your eyes closed. To close into yourself here and open up through your back body. And then you can lengthen through your legs. And you can take your arms down to help support you as you slowly roll down through the spine, like you're rolling through a forward fold. You're folded through the front of the body to open up through the back body. As you make your way down onto your back, fold your knees in, hug your knees in. And from here, make your way into Shavasana to allow your practice to integrate into this neutral position. Letting your weight release into gravity. And as you settle here, just notice how you feel now compared to the beginning of the practice. Noticing any shifts in your energy, your breath, your emotional state, or your sense of connection to yourself. Heart opening practices can be powerful not only physically, but emotionally as well. And in Chinese medicine, our heart is deeply connected to joy, expression, connection, and feeling fully engaged in our life. And sometimes simply showing up for ourselves in this way, as we did in this practice, is an act of courage in and of itself. If this practice supported you today, I'd love to hear from you in the comments, just letting me know how you feel after the practice or what you noticed as you moved through it. And that could be physically, mentally, or emotionally. And if you enjoy meridian based yoga, nervous system support, EFT, meditation, breath work, and holistic practices for real life symptoms like anxiety, fatigue, digestion, emotional overwhelm, and sleep, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss future practices here on the channel. I also have a free guide with 5 meridian yoga practices for real life symptoms linked below in the description if you want more support between the videos that I'm sharing every week here. Thanks so much for taking this time to be present with yourself, with your body, and with your breath, and for practicing with me. I'll see you in the next video.